Well, in a crucial verdict, the Supreme Court of India has today struck down the electoral bond scheme. We are being joined by Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who had appeared for the petitioners in this case. So, big day for the petitioners and also for the voters across the country, considering the important remarks and observations that have come in from the Supreme Court. How crucial a verdict do you think this is as far as voters' interest and the political scenario in the country is concerned?
Big day for Indian democracy. Big day for transparency. Big day for the right to information under 19(1)(a). Big day for striking out clearly unconstitutional provisions. Big day for bringing transparency into the political system. Big day for exposing political parties who are participating in scams. Biggest scams in the history of this country in the last many years. It's a big day for many, many, many reasons.
So according to you, what will be the important takeaways from this particular verdict? The court has also given directions to SBI to furnish details of all these political contributions which have been made so far. How relevant do you think that direction could turn out to be?
No, in fact, it's a very, very salutary direction, because now the political parties who have contributed and given them these bonds will have to give this information to the SBI. And within 3 weeks of the date of this judgment, that information will be given to the Election Commission of India. Within 1 week of that, it will be put up on the website of the Election Commission of India. So the question of transparency is quite clear, and we'll then get to know that who gave what, how much did he give, and through that process we'll get to know the quid pro quo. So perhaps it's the biggest scam in the history of this country, and the fact of the matter is it's nothing to do with elections. It is a step taken by my good friend, the late Arun Jaitley, to amend the Income Tax Act, amend the Representation of People's Act, amend the Companies Act. Through the Income Tax Act, these donations were not subject to tax at all. And through the Representation of People's Act, no candidate has to, no political party has to disclose this donation. And through an amendment on the Companies Act, even loss-making companies now after the amendment could have made as much contribution as they liked. The previous law was it had to be 10% of the average profits of a company. Now, not only that, a foreign company, which has an Indian subsidiary, could also contribute. So all these amendments were made which have been struck down. So this is a very, very significant judgment which seeks to restore the level playing field in the electoral process in this country. So one, bring transparency into the system, ensure a level playing field, and make sure that these kind of schemes do not skew the politics of this country. And I'm delighted that the Supreme Court has taken all this into account.
So how big of a setback do you think it is for the central government? Because the centre had very extensively defended this scheme before the court, and the court hasn't really agreed with their arguments, including the fact that they said that it was to reduce curb black monies why the scheme was introduced in the first place.
But what has nothing to do with black money? It's all white money.
Which is what the court has also...
Right. So what has this got to do with black money? A candidate who fights an MP's election can't spend more than 95 lakhs, according to the law. An MLA can't spend more than 45 lakhs. So all that the candidate shows. They don't take any money, they must be taking a few lakhs, maybe from the political party. That doesn't explain, and therefore that donation is in white. So what has that got to do with black money? Black money in any case is used. We can see it happening before your eyes. Your channels will show the kind of crowds and the kind of arrangements that have been made. And if money is used, white money for that itself is ensuring that there's no level playing field. So these are very serious issues. And had the Supreme Court heard this matter earlier, this would not have happened. But anyway, at least we do have a judgment of the court which seeks to restore the balance and to ensure a fair and fair election in this country.
So the timing of the verdict, it's come in a few months ahead of the general elections. Do you think the verdict will have a relevant impact on the upcoming elections in any way?
Without any doubt. I mean, this is perhaps, as I said, one of the biggest scams in the history of this country. And the Prime Minister keeps on saying, show us the scam of the BJP. Well, here it is. Most of them are under the carpet even today. They will come. They will come to light in times to come. But this is perhaps the biggest. And this is going to have a huge impact on the polity of this country. One, I request all political leaders of every political party to take up this issue and make it out and convert it into a national movement and explain to the people of this country as to how the BJP has taken advantage of an entirely illegal scheme to aggrandize themselves, build offices for the RSS perhaps, build their communications network, only to enrich themselves and only to empower themselves so that no other party can compete with them.
Thank you so much for speaking to India Today, sir. That was Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who's clearly said that Supreme Court's verdict striking down electoral bond scheme will have a very crucial impact on the country's politics. With camera person Sanjeev from New Delhi, this is Srishti, Ojha, India Today.